President Biden's $3.5 trillion massive price tag for his spending bill could be slashed by 50%. The cuts under the negotiations are in the Build Back Better plan. It will directly impact Black and brown communities. And so, a possible new requirement. Senator Joe Manchin now wants parents to work in order to receive that child tax credit. It's a move that could shift millions back into poverty. Our Biltha Yaman has more from Capitol Hill.
A final framework hasn't happened yet, but President Biden has expressed a willingness to bring down the number. He said a $1.75 to $1.9 trillion package could still accomplish many priorities. Still, many fear that cuts will be happening and it will directly impact Black and brown communities. Possible cuts include eliminating free tuition for community college, severe cuts to HBCUs, a scaled back child tax credit that will extend one additional year, and reducing the clean energy program. Now, the House has also proposed $190 billion in home health care, far less than Biden's proposal. According to the New York Times, if the price tag drops further, Democrats would need to choose between expanding access to older Americans in need of caretakers or raising the wages of those workers, a group that is mostly Black women. Speaker Pelosi said that her caucus wants to keep all of the original programs like universal pre-K and the child tax credit. In order to do that, she suggested Democrats would have to dial back the years of funding. Many Democrats say this could be their only chance, and they must act now.
We must pass this Build Back Better plan. It is plain and simple. This isn't a right or left issue. This is a right or wrong. This is our moment in history. We are at a crossroads.
5 priorities that we fought for, which, just to remind everybody, is the care economy. That included child care, pre-K, paid leave, and home and community-based care, all of which are in there. It included action on climate. We're still trying to get our arms around exactly what that will be, but it'll be a significant investment in climate. It included housing. There will be a significant investment in housing. It included Medicare expansion, dental, vision, and hearing. That is still on the table. We're still waiting on the prescription drug pricing piece because we haven't gotten to the revenue side yet. And it included immigration. So every single one of our 5 priorities is in there. Now, there were other things we fought for that weren't on our top 5 list that we would have loved to see in there, like community college. I was a huge fan of that. I have the 4-year and 2-year free college bill, College for All. And the president said he's very supportive of that, and he still wants to try and get it done. It was obviously the First Lady's priority as well, but you know, I think I would love to have it in if we had a bigger package.
Now, in the Senate, all 50 Democrats would have to vote yes. In the House, Speaker Pelosi could only afford to lose 3 Democrats and still pass the bill. In Washington, D.C., Biltha Yaman for BNC.
Biltha, thank you. And joining me now is Tarra Jackson. She's a personal finance expert, also joined by Dr. Jaha Howard. He's a pediatric dentist, also a school board executive, and a political strategist. They're all here to talk about this child tax credit possibly ending. I'd like to welcome you both to BNC Live. So, Tarra, we'll start with you. How can cutting this child tax credit potentially impact single mothers? Not potentially, better yet, will impact single mothers. How?
It absolutely will. As a single mother, even though my child is grown, thank God. But when I was working, one of the challenges was childcare. And with COVID happening, with a lot of mothers that are working to make ends meet, and they have to pay for childcare, this tax credit has been a savior in a lot of cases, or at least help bridge making ends meet. To reduce that or to kill it or to remove it is going to be a significant financial issue right now with working single mothers. They don't have another income coming in to help offset expenses. They are the sole provider. And so this tax credit on a monthly basis has been able to offset a lot of the just basic expenses of that. So I hope they are able to come to some type of compromise to keep this going, not just for single Black mothers, but for the working families as well.
Yeah, Dr. Jaha, did you want to comment on that, sir?
Sure, I just appreciated those comments that were just made. And also as a school board member and as a pediatric dentist, I have an office full of staff members and they have kids, oftentimes have kids, and expenses are going up everywhere you go. I mean, the price of a hamburger, right? We know inflation, trying to get rent or mortgage. We know that expenses are going up. This is one of the few areas where we have money going into the hands of families. And when you try to scale back families or money into the hands of families, you're saying you don't trust our families to make good decisions. We're not so critical when it comes to businesses, when people are just storing up money for, on different accounts offshore and different savings accounts for businesses. We want businesses to stockpile money.
Yeah,
But when it comes to families, interesting that we don't want our families to have a little extra room.
Dr. Howard, have you noticed an increase in your patients since this child tax credit went into effect? Are you seeing more children now?
Yeah, it's so hard to say what we can attribute things to. We know COVID changed everything. We just have a backlog of needs across the board. And I'm sure a lot of people have seen it in their areas. But at the end of the day, our their needs have increased in recent years. We can get money into the hands of families, directly into the hands of families, not in an indirect way. We benefit families, and then we can also indirectly benefit businesses.
Got it. Tarra, the Biden administration says that they're confident moving forward in a direction that they'll be able to deliver strong, sustained economic growth that benefits all Americans. But how does approving a plan that could potentially cut child care, Medicare, also expand that leave and universal pre-K benefit for the majority of folks in this country, especially the low-income households?
That, having a bill that can give us a little bit more money, but cut back on a lot of the other things that we need. So, for example, a young lady that doesn't have a child, but is a working in there, and cut back Medicaid where she can't get or qualify for Medicaid. That doesn't do us any service. Cutting back child care credit for the working family so that they can have viable child care for their children. I mean, I have a sister, she's making good money. She just had a new baby. She has to decide if she's going to continue to work and pay a $2,000 child care expense, or quit her job so that she can offset. And these child care credits, these other credits, this Medicare credits are helping people not only make ends meet, but to stay healthy enough to go to work. And so a lot of people, you want to give more upfront for a longer period of time by cutting off. So you're cutting off your nose in spite of your face, it seems like in those cases, but hopefully they will try to find, again, a compromise with that. And one of the compromises is we can shorten the amount of time that we're going to do it. That has ramifications, or we can extend it. And so we're still giving more money for a longer period of time, which will help offset those expenses. But I don't see how that's going to pass. Not with Manchin and Serena. The other Democrat. Yeah.
No worries. Dr. Howard, I saw you shaking your head in agreement. Did you want to comment?
I'm in agreement. And I just also want to add that we have a narrative problem. Oftentimes, we kind of make it seem as if we can just cut money directly to families and just kind of make it all about the families, when really, if we're asking ourselves the hard questions, we find money when we want to pay for something. If we have learned nothing else over the last year and a half, when we want to pay for something, when the stock market needs a quick trillion and another quick trillion, we find it. No questions asked. And we move lockstep, move forward as a country. But when everyday families need a little bit extra to make ends meet, to prevent crisis, now all of a sudden things are on the chopping block. Enough of that.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree with him, especially they find ways to cut it off to the families that need it the most, which is the Black and brown communities. They're not cutting it off or cutting the tax breaks off for the million and trillion and billionaires, right? Where they could probably get more money and fuse it into consumers. They keep cutting it off to the middle class who pays the most tax to be able, even colleges, the HBCUs, they take money away from us consistently. And then when we try to fight, then it becomes a race issue. No, they're making a race issue because they keep cutting in the communities that need it most, but they refuse to cut it in the industries and the areas and the taxpayers that can afford to take the increase in taxes.
Yeah, well, speaking of the money that they can find when they need it, the Senate wanted to add $24 billion to the military, not to mention the trillions of dollars we spent over the 2 decades we were in Afghanistan.
You see the
Oh yeah,
word
they
trillion.
find. Yeah,
Dr.
they
Howard.
find money for wars. Because they make money off of wars, right? So they'll find the money to invest in the wars because they make money off of the wars. And my whole thing is find money to invest in the families that need it the most because they're going to they're going to generate the economy. They need to buy food. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to admit this, but we still have a poor tax. If you go into the poor communities, it costs them more to get the basic things that in other communities, whether it's eggs, bread, consumer products, it costs more. That poverty tax is definitely real. So if they can find money for wars, let's find money to put it back in the hands of the people that need it.
Dr. Howard, go ahead. I know you had
We
something
have,
to add.
yeah, we have people, we have some politicians, elected officials who at the end of the day, they make decisions based off of what can sound better on the stump. How can I prevent an attack from my opponent instead of leading with what's best for American families? And
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, that's really what's going on. We have learned that we can find money when we want to.
All right, well, we know
So I
that.
think we need to change this narrative and really focus on our kids and get money directly in the hands of our families.
So how do we do that? I mean, right now it's on the chopping block. We know that the child tax credit has helped millions of families, from middle class to low income families. If this is gone, I mean, are we also looking at a possible homeless crisis as well in this country? We know they've lost a lot of aid, including rental protection.
Sure. Hardball in politics. Sometimes you have to say, hey, do you really want to be the reason why this entire package is not going to pass? And
I say, I'm sorry,
and
go
that's
ahead.
where pressure comes in. And I'll leave it there.
I'll just add one more thing before you, Tara, which is Sinema and Manchin are also from two of the poorest states in this country. And I'll let you have the
Exactly.
final word.
I think that we need to be more vocal instead of complaining on social media and complaining to family and friends. We need to contact our elected officials and let them know they're the reason why they're in office. And then two, we have to get out and vote. These are midterm elections coming up. This is the time to start voting. And when we don't vote, we actually vote for the opposition. And then we complain when the opposition doesn't vote in our favor. So we do have a voice and have a difference, but we have to execute by contacting our elected officials and voting for the elected officials that have our best interests and that are not bought by the industries.
All right. Thank you both for this conversation.